Hey lovelies, welcome back to the channel. On the menu today we have garlic parm wings, super delicious and easy to make, of course, Roma's kitchen style. Alright, so I have 12 wings here. I have flats and drums that I've already washed and cleaned. So now it's time for me to season these up. You can season your wings according to your liking. You might have different seasoning. So I'm using here Maggi all-purpose seasoning. For 12 wings you need about 2 tablespoons of the all-purpose seasoning. You can just use chicken seasoning as well. I'm going in with some black pepper. Then I'm going to be adding in some onion powder, and of course garlic powder. Then I'll add in some paprika. Next I'm going in with 1 egg, and yes, I'm adding the egg right now because I don't want to do the dipping method where I dip the wings into the eggs and dip it into the flour then add it back. This is just a lazy method, and once you mix everything together, leave that to marinate. Now we're going on to the coating. This is some all-purpose flour. I'm adding in some black pepper, a little bit of salt. Then I'm just going to mix everything around. Usually I just add these into like a bag, then just add my wings to it and shake it up. But I just tried doing it like this today, which kind of gets the place a little bit dirty. So you can just add it to a bag, add your wings, coat them, shake it off to remove the excess flour, then add it to a different container. So when it's time for you to fry, you don't need to go back in the dry ingredients, then shake it off again. So just do one thing and get that out the way. So by the time I was finished, it looked like that. Now it's time for me to fry these up. So I have my pot here over medium high heat. You don't want the heat to be too high under your pot. So now I'm going in with some corn oil. You can use the oil of your choice. I'm just going to add enough so that when I add the wings in the oil, they will not be fully submerged. You don't need to use all that oil unless you're using like a fryer or something, a deep fryer, but I'm not deep frying these really. So I'm going to allow the oil here to get nice and hot. Do not add your chicken to cold oil, but you don't want the oil to be too hot too so that they burn when they're going, right? So here it's nice and ready. I'm going to add in the pieces. I didn't double coat these. You can double coat your wings. Like you can have the egg mixture separately, so you put it like in the egg, in the flour, back in the egg, back in the flour, but I never really had time for that. So I'm going to fry these bad boys up. So allow them to get nice and a bit golden brown on one side before you flip them. This will take about 10 minutes for these to be ready. Like give them 5 minutes on each side over the medium high heat, then you flip them, fry them nicely, and once they're looking like something like this, then you can know that they are ready. Nice and ready. You do not need to fry them any longer. You can even test one. You can try to open one up to see that it's not pink on the inside, and these were perfect after 10 minutes. So remove these from the oil, rest them to the side, then we're going to work on the sauce, or you can always make the sauce first so that your wings will be nice and hot, but the sauce will literally take about 3 minutes once you pre-prep all of the ingredients. So let's go. So in the same pot here, I just remove the oil, and that's it, the same pot. First things first, I'm going to add some unsalted butter. No salted butter here, you don't need any salt. And if you need a lot of sauce, you can add more butter, right? Then I'm going to go in with, this is about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Next I'm going to go in with a 1/4 cup of honey. Add that in. Your pot should be over low heat. Then I'm going to add in some garlic, finely chopped and crushed garlic. Then I'm going to add in some parsley. Mix everything around, and can you believe it, that is actually your sauce, and it is perfect. You could just literally pop this in the microwave, but I prefer to just do it here on the stove in the same pot with all that flavor. Now for me, this is just too little for 12 wings, so I added another 1/4 cup of honey. And you could add also another tablespoon of butter for you to get more sauce, but this was fine to coat the wings. The sauce was so good though, I should have made some more. But after you mix everything around, you give it like 2 minutes, then it's basically finished. The sauce is that easy to make. But remember, it is garlic parm sauce, right? So I like to add a little parm cheese in the sauce first before I add the wings and add more parm cheese to it, right? So mix everything up. Then I'm just going to add the wings in, move them around, the hot wings in, move them around. Try to get every piece of wing in that sauce. So you see guys, 12 wings, so I could have added some more butter and a bit more honey to get more sauce. If you want your sauce to be more runny and stuff like that, then you need to add more butter. But for me, this was perfect. It was so garlicky and nice. So here I'm adding some parm cheese to them. Then I'm going to keep moving them around until they're fully coated in the sauce. And by the time I was through, they looked like this. They were fully covered in that sauce. Perfect, so easy to make. If you're lazy and if you like making some wings, go for it. Really nice. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, visit my website at romaskitchen.net. Until next video.